Bro. So, welcome back to Modern Design, where we talk about all things art. Today, I got my boy Luca here. How you doing, my boy?
What's up? Thank you for having me. I'm doing great. What about you?
Doing good, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like we said, it's nighttime here, so I'm kind of tired, but it's still cool to get to, talk.
Yeah, the time difference is crazy as well. Like it's daytime for me, so we still managed to set this interview up, so it's great.
Yeah. Does that ever pose a problem, like when you're working with people here?
Well, sometimes it does because when I have like clients who have like a bigger time gap, when I wake up, they go to sleep. So I send over the revisions and it takes like a lot of time for them to get back. So sometimes like the projects stretch out to a week or even more when it could be done in like 3 or 4 days. So
Yeah,
depends on the person, yeah, and the state they're in.
yeah. But you said if they're in this region, though, it should be easier to like contact them, right?
Yeah, so it also varies. Like I have some clients from Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
and I like have a great communication with them because I usually also stay up late as well. So it
We
doesn't
all
really
do.
pose a problem, yeah, that much. So I kind of
Yeah.
got used to it at first. It was hard, but I got adjusted. So yeah, it's cool now.
But what got you into design and like just creating?
Well, yeah, it's kind of a long story, so I gotta start with my childhood first because I come from a family of artists. So like everyone's an artist here. My mom, my dad, both of my families, like grandparents. My grandpa was also a professor. He like taught in an art university. So
Mm-hmm.
when I grew up, this whole atmosphere around me, everybody was creating art. My mom is a fashion designer, so as I grew up, I watched everybody like do stuff and they were hella creative. So I kind of got involved into it throughout my childhood. At first, like I didn't design, I just messed around with Photoshop and stuff. But
Yeah.
later on, I kind of got involved as I started listening to hip hop music and stuff. So I kind of just downloaded Photoshop and just started doing fan edits of like the people that I listen to. And it kind of evolved into posting my work and then getting noticed and getting like commissions. So it all started from my childhood, I could say.
That's really cool. I like the fact that it stemmed from family.
Yeah, it's really cool. And also like everybody encouraged me as well. I remember like my grandpa used to put me on his lap, give me a brush and like told me to draw whatever you want on a canvas with like oil paintings. And I used to paint and stuff since I was a kid.
Yeah, that's really dope.
Yeah, so I got involved from like young age. I also stepped into an art university as well, like an art degree that I'm doing. I'm on my second year now, and I chose communication design. It's kind of close to the graphic design, but we're doing like parts of branding and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, brand identity, packaging, and it's more focused on that. So like it has helped me as well with my job because I learned a lot of stuff there that I can now incorporate working with my clients.
That's dope. So it's like an art school. It's not like an art major at a regular school. Like it's actually an art school.
Well, so it's like a university that offers different programs. So I enrolled myself into the art program because
Okay.
I was really interested. Yeah.
The stuff you learn sounds a lot like my major, like when I was in school for it. I majored in graphic design, but like our curriculum was kind of all over the place. Not all over the place, but we did like package design, we did logo design. I had like some illustration classes, so we did like just Illustrator and not Photoshop. Like we actually weren't allowed to use it or we would get a bad grade. So it kind of touched on
Okay.
like a lot of areas in design.
Yeah, I think it's some similar stuff because like we have those stuff here too. Like we learned Illustrator, Photoshop, some 3D programs. So like yeah, our curriculum is like similar to yours too. So basically it's a design degree as well. So it's just called communication design. I don't know why.
Cool. Yeah, mine was graphic communications. That was the name for it, but we all called it graphic design.
Yeah, so it's really close.
Yeah, that's cool. That's what's up. Shoot, good luck, bro. I got two. Well, you got 2 more years left?
Yeah, I got 2 more years. I'm
Okay.
starting my third year now.
Yeah, yeah. Good luck, bro. Finish strong.
Thank you, thank you.
Glad you learned a lot too, because a lot of schools like they'll have what you want to like study, like a program for it, but they won't really teach you a whole lot, or it'll be stuff you won't need. So I'm glad you're like learning a lot you can actually use in your
Yeah,
own work.
that's true. You know, like it also depends on the person as well, like what you take from the school, because sometimes they learn a lot of stuff and you just need something particular and you just gotta
Yeah.
be able to like take it and then use it at your own advantage.
So like when it comes to like 3D, because I know you do a lot of visualizers and stuff, did you learn a lot of that in your program or did you kind of teach yourself?
Well, actually, I taught it to myself. So I started doing 3D like last year, I think,
Hmm.
or yeah, after I think it was this year actually. Like I got the winter break after the first semester ended, and I was just sitting doing nothing, and I was like, I should learn Blender. So I just downloaded the program and opened up tutorials, and I spent my whole break like studying Blender and doing stuff. And I remember I told like no one, like nobody knew about it. And then I just like did it in silence and I came back, dropped some visuals and everybody was going crazy. Like, yo, when did you learn this stuff? And like it was in 3 months. So I also practiced on the way. And the thing I did was I posted my stuff as I was practicing too. And it got some attention. And yeah, I just kicked it off after that. I'm still learning though, like there's a lot of stuff to learn, like endless possibilities. So but
Yeah.
I just told myself, yeah,
You learn fast though. 3 months, like if I didn't know you and I wasn't like already following you, I would think you've been doing it for like at least a year or two. So that's crazy.
yeah, but it has been a challenge though, because there's some stuff that I want to do and then I don't understand it, and I just look at the tutorials and they don't have the answer sometimes, so I gotta figure it out myself, and it's kind of frustrating sometimes. So you just really gotta put the hours in and like figure out some things by yourself.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like that usually. What's your favorite? Like if you had to pick one, what's your favorite visualizer that you've done so far? Well, that's have to be a visualizer, anything 3D like that you just made in
Hmm.
Blender.
Well, I think one of my favorite ones should be the one I did for Laserdimm. I
Yeah,
have
I saw
posted it
that.
recently. Yeah, it was kind of like I was away from 3D. I took a break for a little while, and then I came back, opened up the program, was like, I gotta do something different. So I really enjoyed the process of making it because I haven't touched the program for a while, so it was like a breath of fresh air, like getting back into it again. I also like the visuals I did for the Kanye West visualizer. If you know about that, I got the placement.
I don't think I saw that one. I'm gonna put it on
Oh,
the screen
really?
though. I'm gonna put all this on the screen as we go. But yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think I saw that on my timeline.
Oh, yeah. That's a crazy story. If you want, I can tell about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, like, it's an official visualizer for the Wu-Tang Clan's Ghostface Killer and Kanye West's song. They did a song
Oh
called,
yeah.
yeah. So it was kind of crazy. I just got contacted by a guy called Bad Guts. So, like, he just hit me up and he was like, yo, what you doing? And I was like, I don't know, I'm just chilling. So he's like,
Mhm.
let's say hypothetically, I get a 3D project. Would you be down to work on it? And I'm like, what's the project about? And he kind of like told me that it was with Kanye West and Ghostface Killer. And I was like, it's too good to be true. So I was kind of skeptical about it, but I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. So we worked on it. I had a deadline like for one day. I had to do it in a single day. And yeah, and I used to work on my laptop that like takes a while to render. So I sat down at like 2 o'clock at like 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and I went to sleep the next day at like 9 in the morning. So I woke my
Jeez.
ass up. Yeah. And I did like 30 seconds for the whole visualizer, but we got the official placement, so it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, I have it pinned on my profile. If you haven't seen, you can check it out later.
That's hard, bro. Congratulations.
Thank
And
you,
that was
thank you.
like random. Like it's not
Yeah,
even like
really
you reached
random.
out for it. Like they hit you. You were able to get it done.
Yeah, actually, I posted some Kanye visualizers. You know when it was like the Vultures rollout that he started rolling out the
Yeah.
Vultures, that first album. I posted some visualizers for it, and Bad Guts, actually the guy who contacted me, followed me like after that. And he turns out to be the guy who has worked on the Yeezy app. If you know, it was the Yeezy app that got failed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
they
he put all
yeah,
his
that
clothes and stuff on there for purchase?
I think I don't really know, but like they were working on the app, and something happened like within the staff members itself, and the project like got scrapped. So he used to
Oh,
work on
dang.
that. Yeah, he used to work with EA, so he was like in contact with all those people, and he just liked the visualizer and followed me, and we stayed in touch for a while, and then he just hit me up randomly one day.
That's a crazy connect. And now you can always hit him up. He's a
Yeah.
fan of your work.
Yeah, he's a great guy too. Like actually, when we talked, he is from Turkey, so
Hmm.
he's really close to me, like a neighboring country. So yeah, we have a lot in common too. Like he's a great guy as well.
That's really cool. Did y'all have to go through, well, I guess did you have to do a lot of revisions or did
Not
they like
really.
it right away?
So we were talking with the Ghostfaces team. So it was Ghostfaces
Hmm.
team who commissioned it, and they didn't do any revisions because the deadline was like so tough on us. Like only one day, 24 hours is like really crazy. We did 120 seconds, I think. It's like up to 2 minutes. So we had to do it really fast, and we didn't even have time for revisions. And then they sent it over to their marketing team, which kind of like fucked it up. They chopped it up and like posted it like randomly. So they kind of messed up the project on their end. It's kind of
Dang.
crazy though.
Wait,
We
so is
put in
that
a
the
lot
first
of
time it got posted when they did it, or did another team
mm,
release it at another time?
So what they actually did was like we sent over the whole visualizer, like the 2 minutes.
Hmm.
Like it was all set up, edited, like all the cuts, and I don't know how they did it, but they sent it over to like some pages, like Rap and
Oh,
Vino
true.
Bars or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it got posted there, and they like really messed up the quality, like really, and they just like cut it up into like different parts. We
Hmm.
were going crazy because like we spent a lot of work on it. Like we put everything, like all our might and power, and like they just fucked it up, and we were kind of angry at first.
I would be too.
Yeah, for real, but it was a placement, so like
Yeah.
we got it in our portfolio, like the full intact one still.
That's probably your best commission so far, huh?
Yeah, I think so, like because of the names. But I've had some other commissions that are like more, like for example, I did the posters for Homicide Gang, if you've seen it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you
Yeah.
about that. How did that come
Okay.
about?
So I'm in a collective. It's called 7016. So now we got a guy there that's called Stacy, like Ecstasy. So
Hmm.
he randomly DM'd us saying that the Homicide Gang manager asked him to do some flyers. So he wanted us to, there was like a couple of guys that did it. There was like
Yeah.
4 or 5 of us. So he created like a Google Drive link that was being shared with their management. So we had to do some flyers for the tour. They sent over the details, and they picked out the best, like the ones they liked the most. So in total, I think we did like 14 posters, all of us, and they picked our like 5 or 4 or 5, yeah, something like that.
Dang, that's crazy. That was between all of y'all, right?
Yeah, so like our collective worked on it. So and the deadline for that one was like a day and a half as well.
Man, when people commission stuff, they do not consider our time at all.
Yeah, and especially like when it comes to like those big names, like
Yeah,
with Kanye too and this too, like what day and a half is like nothing to work on. So like we had to put away some stuff, our commissions for this placement. So yeah, it's crazy, and most of the time it happens like that. Like some clients that are not that big, they give you a great timeline, like 5, 6 days to work, and these guys just message you and they're like, yo, do this in like 2 hours and you just gotta do it.
yeah. They don't really consider our time at all. It's crazy.
Yeah, not at all.
You got to stay ready though. I mean, with normal clients, like they'll usually give you I give you 2 or 3 days. Like some people might hit you in a rush, but usually people will work with your schedule. When it comes to big names, like they want it right then and there. And then I get it low key because I mean they are busy. They got a lot of stuff to go back and forth with between their team and stay on top of rollouts and have all the content ready. But it's like when you look at it from the other side, they don't know how much work we have to put into what we make. Like it's hours upon hours of work. It's not like you just sit down and boom, it's done in an hour. Like you really gotta, sometimes you go through different versions, you gotta do revisions, you gotta go back and change stuff. And when you're doing 3D, it's way more meticulous. Like you have to really do a whole lot. It's not like just a simple cover art. Like motion is a whole different beast.
Yeah, for real. And especially like I also did like some 3D elements for the posters too. Like the unused version that I have, I got it posted on my page with the skulls and stuff.
Hmm.
I actually like imported like the models into Blender and did some clothes simulation, like for the headbands that they have on their head.
Yeah.
So I used 3D for that too, and I like kind of fit in time, but like most of the time, I don't know, they just hit you up and give you like an insane deadline, and that's not cool because if they want like higher level of detail, they just gotta like give it the work beforehand, like 2 or 3 days even maybe, because it's really like frustrating to work on stuff and you got like a really tight deadline.
Yeah. You might have your own clients. Like you said, you had to kind of put some of them on hold just so you could get that done. Like you had to put them in the front of the line and push everybody else to the back.
Yeah, I had to message a couple of guys telling them like the deadline was gonna be postponed for a day, and I said that I was sorry for that and I would make it up, but because I really wanted that placement, so I kind of had to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, you didn't really have a
Yeah,
choice.
yeah, I didn't.
Yeah. So I know you already work with Ye and Homicide Gang, but is there anybody else like an artist that you want to work for? Do some visualizers for maybe a cover or some flyers?
Well, actually, I always wanted to do like the visualizers for City Morgue, and when I actually started this page, I only put out like City Morgue content. So their manager eventually reached out to me as well, and we had like a clothing drop, and it just got scrapped. They didn't like the stuff that I made, but I
Yeah.
think, yeah, looking back to it, I was just starting out. So if I had that placement right now, I'd do it like a lot better than I did it before. But if I were to say it, I'd really like to work with like I think maybe Travis Scott. I really like the aesthetic like that he has, and I work with Ye. Travis Scott will be cool, and some like I'd like to get into the industry more, like some big names. That would be real great.
Yeah. But the good thing about having those people to contact, like the city morgue people, their team, and you already work with Ye, it's like you got these people in your network. Whenever there's a time in the future where you make something that you might want to send their way, you might want to tag them. Or shoot, they might hit you up, come back around like, hey, you did some work for us in the past. Would you like to come on board and do something else? So that's always a good thing to have. Yeah, Travis Scott, you should definitely work with him.
Yeah, and like you said, that happens a lot. Like when you get in contact with like the management and stuff, they always keep your name. Like they remember, I think, from the work that you did, and they hit you up once they have like the similar aesthetic that they're going for. I've had that happen. So like a couple of managers I did the work for like a year ago, they hit me up a year later and they were like, "Yo, I remember you did this work for us, so we just really want to do work on this project right now." So yeah, it's really great to have those like connections. So they will hit you up